Welcome to SAF Studios Insider. I'm your host, Mary Don, and we're broadcasting from beautiful Marina del Rey, California. My guest today is Towie Bixby. She's a script supervisor, and a lot of people wonder, what in the world does she supervise on a script? Tell us a little bit about what that job entails.
Well, being a script supervisor isn't really about reading the script and saying we need to change the technicals. It's more about watching shots as they're being filmed. I time the shots, I write down the lens sizes, I'm the liaison between the director and all the notes to the editor, and I work hand in hand with the director and the director of photography. And with that, I also watch for screen direction so that people are looking the right way for all the close-ups, and I watch for continuity. I'm the one who watches for the bloopers, and I take a lot of notes. We do a lot of prep before the movie takes off. And what we do is we break down the script, we pull out all the props, all the characters, all the different scenes, and as time progresses, because we might shoot the last part of the film first, so if a woman had died in the room and there were flowers there that were fresh when she was killed, 4 days later they better be dead when we're shooting that scene, right? So I watch for that, and I watch to make sure that when they come out of the water their hair is wet and things. So I watch over the props, makeup, hair, and over the script too, to make sure that we get all the little inserts and all the little pieces. If the director decides, hey, I want to get a close-up of the tires peeling out, I write that down. I take all the notes, I listen to what the director and the director of photography are talking about, and try to make sure that we cover everything. I really enjoy what I do. It's very massive, it's multitasking. It's for a person who really has an eye for detail and watches to make sure that everything was put back after a shot if we're going to retake it again. And I note which take the director wants. I note what happened in that shot, who crossed left to right, so that when we go to match those pieces, they come in the right way into this the shot of the screen, or through the doors the right way. So I just make sure that everything matches, and I turn in a lot of notes for production, so they know how many pages we shot that day and how many camera setups there were, and what the running time of the film is.
I bet you must have fun watching some of these old movies with the bad continuity.
There's a lot today that have bad continuity. Some of the big
true.
pictures have bad continuity. They have wrong screen direction, and I really enjoy going to the movies. I go probably to 2 movies a week, and I'm always seeing wrong screen direction and continuity errors that maybe the script supervisor noted, but they had to just keep rolling and go on to the next shot because production time is very expensive.
It sounds like such a detailed job. I can't imagine just thinking, gosh, I think I'd like to go out to Hollywood and start just helping the director, and everybody usually wants to come out and become an actor. But tell me about your background.
Well, I too started out as an actor. When I was a child, I grew up on sets. I always enjoyed it. I had no stage mother. It was something that I started out when I was a kid, being in plays in school, and then progressed into doing TV commercials, getting my own agent, and going to all the auditions and being rejected as part of it. But then one time in my life, I decided I have to stop doing what I was doing, which I was working at the Postal Service for many years. And I decided if I really wanted to live my dream and work in the movie industry, I was going to have to make the switch. And somebody that I know who is a photographer, cinematographer, introduced me to the idea, and I said, well, what is a script supervisor? Oh, it's really easy. You just time some shots and write down a few notes. I said, okay, I can do that. Oh, and they make a lot of money too. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then when I went out on my first commercial to be a script supervisor, I cried all the way home.
Oh.
And then I got to thinking, how am I ever going to succeed if I don't keep going back, just like with auditions? So I went back and I tried it again, and I got the best training I could in Hollywood through Jim Kelly Durgan, and
Wonderful.
I have really learned how to be a script supervisor. And when I show a sample of my notes at every interview, I get the job because they're like, oh, where did you learn to do all of that? And then when I get on the set and I start saying, I see a water bottle in the shot, or possible screen direction, I let them know. It's like, oh, thank gosh, Towie, you saved the shot.
Oh, good.
And so it makes me feel good.
Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
that's how I got started. I went to school, and I've been doing it ever since.
And how long has this been?
Probably about 3 years now.
That's wonderful.
I love it.
That's wonderful.
I love it.
We need to get you to San Antonio.
Oh, I really want to do that. I think I would be an asset for any director. I think I would be an asset for anyone that I would work with. I'm petite. I get into tight spaces. I'm real quiet. I have a cheerful disposition, and I'm easy to work with.
Well,
and I
that's
take
great.
really good notes. And I feel like I am just as responsible as anybody else on the set to make that picture happen. That I am there to overlook and catch any errors. So if makeup, hair, wardrobe, props, even maybe the camera operator or the director doesn't catch something, it makes me feel good to know that I do and that I can help them make a great movie.
That's wonderful. Well, I just appreciate you coming on with me today. Thanks
you.
so much, and
It's
we
a
look forward to
pleasure.
seeing you in San Antonio.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Join me next time on SAF Studio Insider.